It's Wednesday, my dudes. Obviously, I am not Jshot or Jay's hot. If you're into my thick leggings, as you wanted me to say. Today we talk to Trevor, 1-6 shooter, and we talk about how he transitions from toy photography as a hobby into something more professional, like taking shots for Mythic Legions, Four Horsemen Studios. And we talk about how he frames shots, poses, and lights his setup. Let's cue that intro. If I could find it. There it is. I think I was muted that whole entire time. Well, anyways, let's see who's in the chat. Let's see who's first. Dom is first. Running on 2 hours of sleep today, but he made it to the live. Welcome. We got Go Figure Go with the smiley face. Grumps. Shout out to the Tuesday crew. Toy Chase. Also. Oh, let's see. We got Cloud. AZ Toy Hunters. Hello, everybody. Mike Hext. Welcome to the show. Captain K. Hey, welcome. And oh, look, it's our guest. Hey, kids, from Trevor. Who else? My sister is here. This is so weird that it's just me. Bearded, yo, Unhinged crew. Darth Gutierrez, welcome. Toy Addict 17, hello. Chat's moving a little too quick for me. All right, with let's bring out our guest. Welcome.
Oh, hi.
I think you're muted. Oh, there you go.
Welcome, man. Going. Am I muted?
Good. No, you're good now. I hear you now. I think I was muted during that intro though. Damn, I bombed that. That's why Jshot does it.
Okay. I'm not.
You're not muted.
See, I thought I was coming on like when you guys had all this stuff worked out. Like you had so many shows now under your belt, and like,
yeah,
you'd be all professional and.
It's when I'm not used to doing the intro, so. Can you hear me?
Am I like very like herky jerky? Like...
A little choppy, a little bit on my end.
Yeah,
I don't know about the chat.
I'm gonna go back. Yeah, and I can see it. It's very like choppy.
Okay.
You want me to go out and come back in?
Yeah, you could try that. Gotta kill time anyway until Jshot gets in. Right. Let me see if I can put on some music so that way it's not so silent for me.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. Let's try. Wait, that reminds me too much of Kevin. Let's try this one. All right. Let me know that's too loud. Do you guys hear that? Man, this is hard doing a solo show. What's up, Kevin? Yeah, I'm. It's only me right now because Jshot and I had work in the city. We were doing a shoot, and his car. When we went to go get his car wouldn't start. So he jumped on that grenade and told me to take an Uber home, so that way we could start the show, and he'll jump in whenever he gets home. So, yeah, that's basically what happened. Let's see. Volume is good. I'm at. You tell me. Between two Mythic Legions. Yeah, I got my whole. Well, that's not all of them, but that's some of them. Oh, we got Kevin on the stream. Wait, where is he? Just missed it. There it is. What's up, Kev? We're gonna lose. Hello. Man, this is tough running a solo stream. I don't know what to do. Cheers. Oh, man, today was a long day. The last few days have been long. Been waking up super early, which I'm not used to. Malleus is this one, right? No, wait. I don't think that's Magnus. Malleus is I think he's the skull, right? The skeleton? Yes, awkward cheers. Ah, thank God he's back. There he is.
I'm back, but I think it's the same thing, but I don't know.
It's better. It's better.
Okay.
Let me lower this music. Coming in a little too loud on my end. So how are you, man? You've been on a lot of shows lately.
Yeah, I get around probably too much, a little overexposed.
I mean, that's a good thing, right?
Maybe for me, but I don't know about for everybody else.
I think everybody enjoys seeing you on every, on all these shows. I'm always entertained whenever I see you on.
Oh, thanks, man. I
Yeah.
I have fun. I mean, this is like the majority of my social life right here for the most part. So this is it.
Yeah. Same for me.
I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with the Wi-Fi. I have fast Wi-Fi. I'm not really sure what the hell's going on. It's very bizarre. Is it still choppy?
I don't know if it's a little bit choppy on my end. I don't know if it's me who's choppy. Let's ask the chat.
Yeah, it's usually the host, like I thought, responsible, but you look good. I don't know. You look pretty smooth. I don't look smooth at all. I could try one more thing.
Because I reset the router ever since that stream with Kevin where, what was it? What did Paul say? It looked like I was broadcasting from a space station.
Let me try one more thing. Hang on.
Yeah. And it's back to me. Okay, so it is choppy. Okay. Let me bring him back in. I think this is better.
No better?
Still a little bit choppy.
We cannot hear you.
Let's see. Henrock is asking if I will be at ZoloCon on Saturday. I will be at ZoloCon on Saturday and Sunday with Jshot.
Yeah.
Are you going?
Can't wait.
Oh, cool. Yes. Awesome.
Yeah. Coming over there with Steph. Yeah. We've been pretty much every year, man.
This is my first time.
It's great, man. It's a great show. Oh, man, it's a great show. You're going to love it, man. There's some really good vendors there with there's a lot of older stuff there, which is cool. Like a lot of cool. Like deeper cuts. Some of the stuff that you don't see at a lot of the other, some of like the New Jersey toy show has a lot more, modern stuff, and this has a little bit older stuff, which is cool. It's a mix, though.
You're based in New York, right?
I'm still choppy, huh?
Yeah,
I'm on Long Island, so about the middle of the island, so about an hour from the city. Yeah.
Wingerloo says it's acceptable if you don't move a lot.
I can try one more thing. How much do we want to delay this?
I don't know.
You want to try one more thing? Hang on. Give me one.
You could try another. Yeah. I have music on now, so. Am I Yeah, I think we might be going to ChrisCon. Jshot mentioned it. I've been talking to the Toy Daddies about it. So, I don't know exactly when that is. Is that in April? I think that's in April. I think I've gone to Long Island a few times for work, and yeah, I don't like the traffic is. Oh, it's in July. Okay.
Oh, it's in July. Okay.
We got time for that. Wait, but
We have time for that. Wait.
if we fly to San Diego, because Jshot and I are planning to go to San Diego, but we don't have tickets for Comic-Con, but we're just going to hang out. So I don't know. We'll see about that because I know that's around the same time. Yeah, I hear it echo. I think that's coming from Trevor's end. He's trying to reset or fix something with his connection. So, yeah. Oh. Well, what is this dark magic that's going on? I don't know which one is working. Now I have two Trevors, but only one on screen. And I think he's frozen. This is interesting. Oh, there he goes. Man. Okay, so what a day. This is no fault to Trevor. It's just this is a very interesting day that's going on. Yeah, dual Trevors. Let's see. Do I have anything open? I do have this Red Hulk that I can open, but I will have to mute myself because it's gonna be really loud. Let me know if you guys want to see me open this and show it off on the camera. I don't know how Kez does solo streams, or there he is.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man. Is it any better?
Really? Yeah, now it's a little fuzzy, but your audio is good. That's all that matters.
It's bizarre. I don't know. It must be my internet is having an issue. I'm not really sure what's going on.
Yeah.
I'll try and stay still.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's see, what did Jshot write for these notes? Because usually he's the one in charge of questions. So what else have you been up to while I pull this up?
What else have I been up to? Well, right now I'm working on a lot of Mythic Legion stuff. So that's what's on the table right now. Some good shit. Some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
The problem with that is it's like you want to put out something new on Instagram, but like it takes, can take up to a week, and the table's pretty much occupied with stuff. So,
yeah,
I can't really get any of my own personal stuff done. So, it'll all come out eventually, and then I'll get it off the table and be able to do what I want to do. But, that's the, what you were talking about. Like that's sort of the professional quote unquote end of it. You know what I mean? Like you're kind of at the, don't get me wrong. I love this, but you're at the mercy time wise of the studio. You know what I mean? And when they need stuff, and in order and all that stuff. So it's, there's some challenges there.
Yeah, like definitely, because it's like, I feel when I got into toy photography, for me, it was just like trying to practice, working with the camera, lighting, getting poses. But like I wanted to use for when I do actual shoots with people. But like as time progressed, I wanted to get into like, actual product photography. And like when I hear you say that, like, yeah, you have these time constraints, and then even, The Amazing has been talking about it too. It's like there's this pressure, like, and lately I'm just, do I really want that? Like, yes, I do at the same time, but the pressure there, it's,
That is the question, and that's what I kind of brought up this up on a lot of different shows and stuff that I've been on. It's like it's not to be careful what you wish for, but kind of, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Even with like the free toys, because if you get free stuff, the company expects you to do something with them. I mean, you can do a few times and do nothing with
Mhm.
them, and then you probably won't get anything anymore. But you know, and I have mixed feelings about that stuff too. You know what I mean? Like you're providing, you know, if you're good enough that they're going to send you something and they want you to take a shot, I think they should pay you for it. You know, something. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
I get it if it's an expensive toy or something like that, or if it's a box of stuff. That's one thing,
Mhm.
depending on the value. But you know, it's got to be worth your time. But yeah, going back to what you were saying, it's there was times when it's like it's a job. You know what I mean? Like it's a job. There's times like I just don't want to do, you know, turn shots or whatever,
Mhm.
or you know, just the basic simple shots. I want to do a cool setup, but I've got to get those done. You know what I mean? Before I can move on to the cool setups.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that it's unfun. Listen, I'm shooting toys and I'm shooting toys that I like for the most part. So, but you know, there's times, you know, you're going to get stuff that you don't want to do. You know what I mean? Or, you know, you take on stuff and then you realize you're not really into it or whatever. So,
Right. I feel like that's with a lot of
and
professions.
it's a job. Yeah. It's going to happen everywhere. So, but once you make your hobby into a job, or a jobby, as I call it, you know, there's a difference to that. You know what I mean? Like it's you do it for fun, and then when you're doing it for pay and you're responsible to someone else for it, it takes on a different feeling. You know what I mean? It's not like, hey, you
Right.
know what? I'm just gonna let this sit for a few days and think about it. It's like, no, there's no letting it sit for a few days and thinking about it. That you got to get this done. You know what I mean? And you know, it's like I'm thinking of doing it this way, but the client wants it that way. So like, you know, you gotta do what they need. So
Right.
it's different. Like somebody's directing you, somebody's telling you what to do to some degree. And I'm lucky with Mythic Legions that they you know, let me pretty much do what I need or do what I want as long as I get what they need in terms of shots done. You know what I mean? Like certain specific things. So as far as look and feel though, they let me go. So which is good.
Yeah.
That's not always the
Definitely.
case, you know. It's not always
Yeah.
the case. I've done stuff in the past where it's like, use this background, shoot this figure from this scene in movie, TV show, whatever, and you know, I don't know. Could be a challenge, can be fun, but it also can be a little constricting. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it is what it is. But it is a job. It's a job. You know.
We got Figure Fan Nate in the chat now too.
Hey, what's up, Nate? What's up,
Yeah.
Cloud? Wing, what's going on? Mike.
It was fun seeing a lot of people at Legion's Con, like especially like when I saw Nate. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
like we bump into each other a lot, and you know, there's a lot of cons going on the East Coast. But like seeing people coming down from the West Coast, that was amazing.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. From the West Coast, from Canada, from across the world, man. The people are coming from across the world. We just had Legion's Lounge. We just did our first international show, and we had you know, 2 guys from the UK and one from Luxembourg via Ireland. And they're all 3 of them are coming again. They're coming again next year. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. Like there's like, you know, I love Star Wars, but I'm not going to London for Celebration. You know what I mean? Like,
I also feel like
that's
because
a
there's
hike.
also there's other Star Wars stuff going on around the world, right? Like Legion's Con, it's only really
True.
happening here. So
True.
unless
Right.
it progresses, maybe in the future it could progress to like, you know, like a West Coast or
Yeah, I don't
You never know.
count on that. I think they're keeping it to, I mean, I don't see it moving out of New Jersey much, if at all. It's just they've said over and over again, it's like that's their home base. That's where they can have all their stuff and bring in all those boatloads of figures, and to transport that stuff across the country is going to cost them
Right.
more than it's worth to be there. So,
Yeah.
but they have been doing these remote shows and stuff like that with people who, you know, fans, kind of, I don't know, super fans, whatever, but, you know, people they kind of trust to do some sales for them. They'll send them a bunch of figures to sell at a con, the local con. 2 of the guys are going to MuskyCon up in Muskegon in Michigan. You know, so they're getting around. I mean, there's places where you can go, you know, Toylanta and things like that, where you can get them. But Yeah, I think Legion's Con is going to be in New Jersey and only New Jersey. So
Yeah. Well, I definitely I quickly bought my tickets this time
nice.
because the last time I missed out and I was like, hey Trevor, you let me know if there's any more tickets going on sale.
That's right. I saw you at NYCC. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you did, right? You got them right after that. I said
as soon as you told me that was going up for sale again, and I immediately I didn't hesitate.
Yeah. And I would say the same to anybody. I mean, I don't even know if there's tickets left. I'm not really sure. I think there's tickets left. The key to that though is if you're gonna go for more than one day. Listen, you could do the whole thing in one day. If you're a casual fan and you're in the area, I would say definitely come on Saturday or Sunday or whatever. But if you're going for the whole weekend, man, you want to be in that hotel. You know what I mean? And it looks like a really cool place this year. There's an Irish pub in it and everything. So it was fun last year just hanging out. So it's going to be great this year, hopefully.
I didn't book a hotel, but
okay. Well, you're right there, though.
Yeah. I could just Uber if I take the if I go to the Irish pub and get a little unhinged there.
There you go.
Depends if Bearded
shows
up.
A ways away though. I guess you could even take transit or something probably.
I would just take an Uber at that point because I don't want to deal with transit.
Yeah, I don't blame you there.
I think there's a specific time too when it comes to Jersey transit, and I would have to go down. I'd have to go into Manhattan, and then I would have to come back down from Manhattan to Staten Island. So I would just take the Uber.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Let's see.
Sorry about this choppiness, man. I don't know what it is. I've got full bars here, man, and it's all right.
It's not that bad. Man, for Dom it was 40 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. For me, it was. I think it was about the same, about 40 minutes.
Yeah, for me, I mean, to get there, it's probably about an hour and a half. It's not that bad. I really could go back and forth, but I mean, the whole point is hanging out with people that you see from the cabal and from different areas of the community, and hang out with them afterwards. It's as much fun as the con, hanging out after the con. So
No Chewing says it's a 4-hour drive for him, but he's going this time. So
yowza. Nice.
Yeah. And Bearded said he's booking his ticket right now. Hopefully that's true.
Nice, Peter.
That would be
Peter
awesome.
likes the caps.
He definitely does. That sign that he made I have to put it up.
Oh, dude, that is so great. I saw that. I saw that, and I'm like, I've seen Kevin's, and I'm like, I have to commission one for myself. I'm going to be redoing this room at some point, so I'll set up for that with that in mind. You know what I mean? Some sort of background, but I totally want to get one of those things. It's very cool.
Yeah, it worth. I don't know how much he paid, but it's worth every penny.
Oh yeah, it's so good, man. That's so good.
It's 3D sticking out the camera.
I know. You gotta hang. Where are you gonna hang it up?
Well, I have a Captain America shield up there that I might take down and replace this. But I also I have another room over there that I wanna redo and probably do the stream there because it's bigger. And
I think you should put straps on the back of it and open the show like that as a shield.
And open the show as you know what?
Right?
That
you should pull it in front of you and you know what I mean?
I would do that.
I would walk around with that everywhere. I should bring that to Legion's Con and walk around with it.
Bring it to Legion's Con and
sword. Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, I can definitely find a sword. And yeah, you do that. But I'm afraid somebody will actually try to attack me, and I'll have to use it as a shield.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Everybody's only got little tiny plastic swords that can't really hurt you. I didn't really see there was a couple cosplays last year. That'd be really cool, man. To see more cosplay there would be really cool.
Bearded says to let him know.
Oh yeah, I will, man. I will.
Yeah, I have to send him some files also. So I gotta repay that debt to Jshot.
Oh boy.
I'm not gonna make him wait until his birthday for it. I don't know when he's gonna get it, but he's gonna get one. Oh, my sister says she has a spare sword. Oh god. I know she has a bunch of weapons. She's the one who's gotten me into into medieval stuff and fantasy stuff.
Oh really?
Yeah,
oh, nice.
she's the original.
Is she like
the original enabler.
She like a Lord of the Rings fan, or what is her thing?
Her husband is definitely a Lord of the Rings fan, and she is too. But I think her husband is more of a Lord of the Rings fan.
It's funny.
That's-
Like my wife is. She like she's into the stuff like the Marvel stuff, like the movies. Like she's not into any of the rest of the stuff. Is like, but she enjoys the movies, and she's seen Lord of the Rings. But it was basically when it came out, and we just went to see at Radio City Music Hall the music live with the movie chorus. And, oh man, it was incredible. It was like just amazing. I mean, some of my favorite music anyway. One of my favorite scores, and like Fellowship of the Ring, I love it. And I think she had a new appreciation for it after that. So now she's like really into wanting to see the rest of them again, because it's been many years. I watch them like every year. It's almost like a Christmas thing, man. It's like I can just watch all 3 of them at least once a year.
Cloud
Nice.
just got his tickets. Look at that.
Nice, Cloud.
And Red Toyologist is here. Hey, what's up? He's been doing some killer shots too.
Yeah. I feel like you asked me for some shots, and like I had some saved. Like every once in a while, I used to like try to do like a once a month. Like I would save some shots up and then put up, like my favorite shots from other people. And I think it's a cool thing to do. I really want to do it more, but it's just like there's so much going on in the world of like toys with me, between the YouTube stuff and Mythic Legion stuff, and customizing and just organizing all this shit. It's like I don't know, man. I spend so much time online, and me, I'm like watching all the shows and stuff like that. So
right,
it's tough to keep up with everything these days.
I will say though, watching the shows definitely it helps when it comes to customizing and painting stuff, because you can just let that sit in the background and you can just relax.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. There's even some groups on some of these Facebook groups that are like people get together on a certain day, and they're all customizing, and like it's like cool.
Oh, really?
Like everybody's sitting there doing the same thing,
like
with
on a live stream, or
their goofy headsets on with the lights and stuff. Yeah, it's on the Wolf King Customs channel.
Oh, okay. Now I'll have to check that out.
I think it's kind of a cool thing to do. It'd be a great YouTube show. I just don't want to have to try and do another YouTube show.
Right. But like for me,
enough.
it's just like hanging out with somebody, while you're painting, just
Yeah,
shooting
that's
shit,
great. That's great.
Chatting it up. I did that with
Mhm.
Mario. We had like a little paint session a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago now.
What did he break?
Uh,
Did you break anything while you were on there? You must have.
no, he didn't break anything, but he got frustrated with his paint, and then he ended up buying a whole new set of paint after that, because he's like, this paint sucks. I gotta get these.
What was he using?
He was using Vallejo, but he ended up getting, I forgot what the other brand is that he got. He
Citadel?
ended up buying no, not Citadel.
Yeah.
It was like Pro something, Pro acrylic, I think. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I got also stuff. Vallejo, I got some Citadel stuff. It's
Yeah. I've been getting Citadel stuff.
Citadel's got some good consistency to it, and they got some really cool colors, man. Some really like stuff I used to have to mix with Vallejo. You know what I mean? Because with Vallejo, it seemed to be a little bit more, except for like the flesh tones and some of the metals, seem to be a little more basic colors.
Yeah.
Whereas Citadel has some more like dragon's blood and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like some weird greens and stuff.
There's some glowing effects too that you can get. It was on when I was painting like the turtle statues. There was a part that I actually bought. It's called Tesseract Green, or I think, and
Okay.
it was like a nice glowing ooze color. So like you paint it with white and then you just layer it on top. It's almost like have you ever tried their contrast paints?
No, you mean the two-tone stuff?
No, it's not
No.
the two-tone. I haven't tried that yet. I do want to try that.
You talking about
'Cause
like
I've
the
seen-
washes and stuff, or no? Not. I don't
It's
know about the
almost
contrast.
like a wash. It's almost like a wash, but like
Okay.
so with the contrast paints, if you have like highlights and shadows,
Mhm.
you can just paint over it, and it just takes the attributes of that.
Oh, really? So it literally just enhances it?
Yeah,
Is it like a glaze or something? Like
it's
like
more like a glaze. It's more like
Okay.
a glaze. Yeah.
So it just penetrates the paint a little bit and like brings out the. Oh, that's cool, man. No, I haven't tried that at all.
The pigment is like it's not as viscous, right? So it really
What a great word.
spreads.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say I'm getting my feet wet in terms of that stuff. Like I've done some stuff, and listen, I've been into art for a long time, so people would see like I would put some paint stuff up on the Cabal or whatever, and they'd be people like, "Whoa, damn," which is nice to hear, but like, but I'm not fast at it. It takes me forever. You know what I mean? So like, these people who are cranking out 5 or 6 heads to bring the Legions Con, like, I brought a few. I brought like 4 to sell, and it took me. That was a good part of the year to do those. Not consistently, but like just with the time that I have. It's like. But I'm getting better, getting a little faster, getting a little better at some things.
Toy Chase is asking, what about Tamiya paint? I've used Tamiya paint. Actually, I started out using Tamiya paint, and it's a little. The consistency is a little too. I guess it's a little too thick.
Isn't that oily? Isn't it oil based?
I think it is a little.
It's not acrylic, right? I don't know.
There is an acrylic.
Okay.
There's acrylic. There's enamel, I think, but I just don't like the feel of it after it's applied. It's a little tacky.
Tacky. Yeah. I've had that. Yeah. What's up, Yoko?
Oh, we got Yoko in the chat. Hello, Yoko.
Henrock says, "Are you getting that Batman '89?" Yeah, definitely.
Which one?
The Hot Toys one? I'm assuming the Hot Toys one.
I mean, I sent you the message that like I had it in my cart, and you're like, "Just do it, man." I'm like, "It's already been done."
Did you do it? Done.
Yeah, I did it.
Nice. Good.
I don't know where I'm gonna put it. Might have to go in the living room. Might have to be like the on the coffee table. Might have to put it in the garage.
It's a nice coffee table. It would look also great on the coffee table though with that Batmobile.
Well, that's what I mean. I did order the Batmobile with.
Oh, you got the Batmobile too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Look at you.
Believe
so I just put a deposit. I put a deposit down on the 66 one from Jazz Inc. Yeah, I this is the problem, man. I passed it up. I'm like, I do not need this. I don't have room for it yet. I mean, I'm hoping again to expand this a little bit, but I do have the 2 figures, and they're fantastic figures. I mean, they're incredible from Hot Toys. But the detail that he put into that and how good it looks in reviews and stuff it's unbelievable. So I got a notice. I put myself on the wait list stupidly, and I got a notice that somebody had canceled, and like I was able to buy it, and I'm like, it's like a sign. You know what I mean? Like, okay, sure. So I did that.
Is that it has all like the features, right? The light up features.
Yeah, it's got the fire that comes from the back. It's got all lit up inside. It's got everything, man. It's nuts.
He made the Snyder Batmobile too, right? That company.
He did make the Snyder Batmobile. He made that in 1/12 and 1/6 actually. The 1/12 one. I remember seeing that. I talked to him about like making more in 1/12 because I'd buy the new Batman, one in 1/12. He's like, I don't think people want to spend that much on 1/12 because he's a small company and it's not quite handmade, but it's almost handmade. Like he designs it himself. He kind of puts it together. He ships it out with him and his dad. And it's like, it's expensive. It's expensive stuff, but it's really well made. It's really nice. But yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing that and I was like, man, I really wanted to get that, but I don't know where to put it. I mean, I have the Mafex Batman from the Snyder Batman. Yeah. And that would have been really cool to have.
Perfect.
Like I just didn't know where to put it.
And that's 1/12. I mean, think about 1/6. Like, I mean, the size of that Batmobile you're getting, man.
I didn't even think about the size when I put that in my cart.
So big. It's so big.
I just thought of me as a child when I saw that movie, and I have a picture of me opening the Batmobile on Christmas, and I have to find it. It's in my parents' house, and I want to recreate that when I get that Batmobile.
Yeah,
as an adult now.
That would be cool. Money. Are you gonna do one of those things? Like, do you have that picture?
I know it's in my house somewhere. Yeah, I know it's in my house somewhere.
So you're gonna recreate it? Do that whole recreation as an adult?
I'm gonna try. Yeah. It's going to be in the garage, though, because the box is going to be massive.
Yeah.
It's probably just going to be the table, like me using it as a table, right? Because it's probably going to be that big.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't even know what the features are. I just said put this in my cart. That's
Yeah,
gonna
the
be
Hot Toys one. It's like they're not giving you the armored top like that when he closed it up.
Yes,
they
the
did
shell.
with the old version of it, the shell.
Mhm.
They did with the old version of it, but most people are saying, who's going to display it with that on there? Really, I mean, unless you're doing a photograph specifically, like when are you ever going to put that on? That sat in the box anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference.
I mean, if I really wanted to do something like that, I would probably do that in After Effects over it.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a year to figure that out, probably. And how I'm
so
going to
Jazz Inc. is doing the guy that I was talking about did the 66 is doing the 89 Batman as well. Now it's twice as much, at least, as the Hot Toys one, right? He claims it's got better dimensions. I mean, this is like for people who are sticklers. You know what I mean? It's I don't see enough of a difference to go twice as costly, twice as much money for it. But he said he's actually contemplating doing that the shell as some sort of expanding piece, like it could actually like work to some degree. I mean, it's not going to look like the movie, obviously, because that's like complete fantasy there. But like, he's looking at doing something like that. I don't know. He said he might try. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
Still not something I need for that kind of money. I mean,
I mean, if you said
you
like
can get it for half the price.
Yeah, if it's double the price, and it's really not that much of a difference. If he's making it in 1/12, though, that's a different story.
Yeah, I mean, I told him, man, I think 1/12 is a good way to go, but he just says he doesn't think that he's got the audience for that. Like, he's got a lot of 1/6 collectors that buy from him, and again, it's going to be the price of like the Engine of Vengeance for one of those 1/12.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be a $400 or $500 piece, and I get it. There's not a lot of people who are willing to spend that much money. I mean, I don't know. The 89 Batmobile might be that vehicle. I think you could sell at 1/12,
right?
For maybe $400 or $500.
So okay, so like you collect both. You collect 1/6 and 1/12.
Collect too much, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we all collect too much. I mean, that's the real truth, right?
Yeah.
What would you? I guess the difference is in those two collecting scenes, right? Would you say because you said that he has more of an audience that will probably pay for that, right? In 1/6,
he's got that high-end 1/6 collector, that will buy a 1/6 land speeder, or I mean, I have the Millennium Falcon cockpit, like it's huge, and he had that. I mean, that it goes hand in hand with that collecting. I mean, like your figures are already $200, $300, $250. You know what I mean? So like,
Mike Tech says you collect debt. We all collect debt.
Yeah. Well,
all right. But yeah, I
I'm
feel like
sorry. You were saying, yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like the 1/6 is more willing to buy a high-end vehicle.
Yeah.
Rather than because like 1/12 collectors are like, well, am I getting my money's worth?
Yeah.
While 1/6 collectors are like, where else am I going to get something like that?
And he puts a lot into it. Like he'll put the lights in. He'll put, they'll have opening doors. It'll have lights inside and stuff. There's detail. Like he's kind of into the details for the collector to go like, hey, look what this can do. You know what I mean? Which in some cases I'm into. In some cases I could care less. Like the Falcon cockpit has like sounds. There's like a sound chip in it that I never use. You know what I mean? I turn it on for people when they first see it and go, oh, look, it's got sounds. Other than that, what's the point? You know what I mean?
Right.
So for photography, you need like some outside lights. I don't need the inside light. Oh, that'd be cool. I guess you could do some inside the cockpit photography and stuff. But you pay for that because it's a small company. It's not Hot Toys. It's not Hasbro making this thing. It's handmade. It's like buying a dial from somebody. You know what I mean? It's expensive. So yeah, I don't know. He seems to think that people just won't pay for it. So keep bugging him, and he'll make it maybe.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to hit him up then. I believe I'm following him on IG.
Yeah.
I also I have the animated Batmobile, which I've had for a while that I still have not opened. I've been debating on opening it.
Really?
And yeah, I got it at a toy show in Jersey. I think it was the Woodbridge one. It was not a bad price. It was like 200 for the, and it
That's
comes
pretty
with like Batman, Robin, and the
I didn't realize it came
Light.
with figures.
just the Bat Signal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not very
They're not that
very
plausible.
articulated, right? Yeah.
No. I do have the Mafex Batman, which I was wondering if that would fit the animated series one.
Mm.
I could also use whatever Batman I want. If
Yeah, I mean, generally, you're like you want to shoot him outside of it. You know what I mean? It's like a background
exactly.
object. And most of the time, I'm thinking like for photography, I could use almost a hot toy. You know what I mean? Put it far enough back that you can't even the scale doesn't really make a difference.
Right.
But it would be nice to have it on the shelf though too.
I
I generally think more in terms of photography though than collection.
Right.
Honestly.
I do like mixing scales like that though, because it gives you more depth. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that with the Razor Crest and like the Black Series figures. It makes.
I did that with a shot with my friend's Millennium Falcon a while back with Black Series figures and C-3PO in the 375. So I put him back by the Falcon and the rest of the figures up front, and it came out really cool. It's great. It's a great technique, man.
I gotta get the Batwing. I'm looking at the cave actually, at the
yeah?
animated, the Batman animated series cave. There's
Putting that out?
I've seen it. It's been out. It's just
okay.
expensive. It's like 600 or 700. I've had my eye on it for a while. There's a store here in Staten Island that actually has it.
Oh, really?
Every time I walk in and I see it up there, and I'm like, is today the day I buy it?
I would love to get into the animated series, stuff like that. But I really am to the point where I'm like, you know what, I really got to stick with a lane, and stop collecting like everything under the sun, because I just don't. I think I've gotten to a point where I'm like, I'm just gonna get what I want to shoot. Like I know that I'm going to shoot, because like I always buy stuff that I think, oh, this would look cool, and I got an idea in mind, but I never get to it. It sits on the shelf. Like I got every Gomez figure up here. Like I think I've shot 2 Gomez taken 2 Gomez shots. You know what I mean? It's like, stop. just stop buying Gomez.
I have a whole shelf full of like Mezco, and even when I do a shot with them, it's not how they intend you to use it. It's like I had Vapor, lifting weights. I had Agent Gomez as a bartender,
Right. Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to do with, like, the bodies are cool. That's the only thing I think about is like the Casino Royale or whatever, the Casino La Cucaracha with the white tux and stuff. And like, if I got another head for that, it'd be kind of a cool, like, James Bond secret agent thing, or some head swapping or something to do something funny. But I don't do a lot of that stuff. Like, so, like, who am I fooling that I'm gonna do something with this thing? Like, I really should just sell that and get it off the shelf and free up some room. But it's hard, man. It's hard.
It is hard, because like now, like all your figures are competing for shelf space, right?
Yeah. This is that shot. If you want to take a look at that, it's up to you.
Yeah, let's see it. Oh yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. So that's
Black Series.
This is
right?
the setup. So this is a 375 3PO, and then the rest are Black Series coming up, and then it's the 375
That's
Falcon
awesome.
in the background. Yeah, it worked out like really, really well. I liked it. It's fun.
Man, the way you light your scenes definitely inspires me. Like,
Thanks.
And
it's
mixed scales also. That's another thing that I want to dive into more, especially with vehicles and.
You mean mixing scales or trying different scales?
Mixing scales.
Mm-hmm.
So like I have what is that one that like they sell on Target? The small vehicles, the Star Wars vehicles. The
the Micro Galaxy. I just got a bunch
Micro
of those
Galaxy,
things,
yes.
man.
I
Yeah,
have a
I've been
bunch-
trying to think of a way to do like something with like Mando and the Razor Crest in the background or something like that. It's you gotta have the right setup for that stuff though too. You know what I mean? That Razor Crest is an easy one. I guess you could have Luke too, like with the X-wing in the background. Thought about that with like a Dagobah shot or something like that, and having the X-wing in the
Right.
swamp or something like that. But yeah, they're cool though. But you kind of want to shoot them on their own. Like you kind of want to have like like the space battle.
Yeah.
Going
I kind of
on,
want to like just
doing that
attach
stuff.
it to my camera on a gimbal and just like have it fly through and have that.
Ooh, that would be cool. That would be really cool.
But like I have the TVC TIE fighter and I have one of those like the Micro Galaxy TIE fighters, but it's like I can mix it up. So like have one appear further back.
Yep. Yeah, you could just have the wing of the front one, the bigger one in the front or something like that. Yeah.
And I think I have like multiple of the little ones, so that way I could have it could be like an epic space battle. But like I have these ideas, but like you said, sometimes you just don't act on it because you have other things to do, right?
Yeah. I've got a list of ideas a mile long, and I look back on them, and some of them, by the time I get looking at them, I'm like, yeah, either that's like a topical thing that's past, and I just end up, I end up going back to fantasy or sci-fi. Like I've been really getting into like Joy Toy stuff lately, and Mythic Legions, and like I realize, I have like all these SHF MCU figures, and I'm like, I never shoot these things. They look cool, they're great, but I don't do any MCU stuff. I just don't do it. So, I think those are on the chopping block, along with some other stuff.
Yeah, like I have a whole shelf
that
for
point.
MCU stuff that I'm just debating. Do I move that out so I can display other things? I can move my Mythic Legions up there. Right.
Yeah.
But it's
exactly.
the MCU figures that actually got me into more into toy collecting.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I started out with
You have the SHF MCU figures?
Yeah, the SHF ones, and then I moved over to Mafex.
Because I got a bunch of them if you don't. Yeah, the Mafex is great, man. I'm actually replacing, like, slowly but surely, most of my Marvel Legends X-Men, because X-Men is pretty much my focus with Marvel Legends. But it is a wide focus because you've got every ancillary, Alpha Flight and all the enemies, and you know what I mean? So there's a lot of characters underneath that umbrella. Yeah, slowly the Mafex's stuff is taking over. But that could take me the rest of my life to complete a team.
Yeah, because it's like they release 2 figures a month. I mean,
yeah. Oh, at best.
Yeah. So, but like, I'm not complaining about that because I do like, Mafex. I mix it with the Marvel Legends. I do want like more of the female characters and like a Colossus. I wish they would make a Colossus or like a Nightcrawler. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I was really hoping for a Nightcrawler last year. I know it's coming, but they just take their sweet time. You know what I mean? So.
And then they'll release
jump around all over the place, jumping around all of like X Factor, Cyclops. It's like, what? Why?
Yeah, X Factor Cyclops when they already had the the 90s, like just finished out that team.
Yeah,
right?
And the Age of Apocalypse Magneto, which I didn't even realize what was Age of Apocalypse when I bought it, and then they came out with the actual,
Yeah, but that hasn't been released yet.
No, the standard one hasn't, but.
Yeah. But like what I did with mine was I just put a purple cape on it.
That's what I need to get. Yeah, I mean he's still got the braids, and I've seriously given thought to cutting them off, but I'm like, I don't want to do that yet. Yeah.
So have I. But then like if they're coming out with the regular one, I'm not gonna cut that off. Then I'm just gonna leave it.
Exactly, and then just sell that one. Yeah.
I was really close to cutting it off, and then I saw that they did put the regular one out for pre-order, and I was like, I won't cut it off.
It's the problem with those expensive toys, man. You just don't want to fuck with them. That is the good thing about Marvel Legends. It's like, screw it. Let me just cut this or modify.
I mean, they are getting pricier now, though. They are definitely getting pricier.
Yeah, they're getting a little more precious. That's true too. Yeah, not $100 precious, but like not
Right. Well, I started out collecting imports, so it's like Marvel Legends were like, oh, I could just buy these like $20 a pop, you know, or 22,
Yeah,
whatever it was at the time. But
I'm gonna jump in for a quick second. Hey, hi, how are you?
God,
I'm actually in the studio. I am probably better lit than I will ever be, and my camera decides not to work. So I think that pretty much just sums up the day.
I think that's my problem
hey, Trevor.
too. I think it's my camera. Hi, what's up, Jay?
How's it going?
Good. How's your car?
I'm currently waiting on a tow, so I'm actually going to jump in a few minutes. But obviously, I just wanted to jump on, say hi, apologize for all the shenanigans. But just means you got to come back on another day.
Okay, could do that.
Cool.
it'll be his
So you're not
third time
sticking
off.
around?
What's that?
So you're not sticking around?
It actually says my tow truck is going to be here in about 5 minutes.
How
So-
long have you been waiting for that tow truck though?
Not that long, actually. So,
Oh, okay.
but if it gets canceled, I'll jump back on.
All right.
But like I said, I
Get
just
on in
wanted
the
to at
toy
least-
truck.
Yeah, that's true. I could just do that. Yeah,
Just mobile. Yeah.
but
Oh, I should have left the microphone with you. I had it in my backpack. I had the
Oh, huh.
phone, the one for the phone.
it's all right. Hopefully, I won't be here too long.
Keep chatting so I can set up these photos.
Did you go through all the questions?
Not all of them.
I don't think
mean,
we've
you
gotten
can-
to the questions.
No, we've just been
Oh.
chatting.
All right.
Cloud says
It's a free for all without you here, man.
Yeah.
It's not organized.
we were all having
No.
problems.
I believe it.
Yeah, so many problems. Still having problems. I don't know what's going on, but it seems to be getting
Mercury
better.
must be in Gatorade or whatever the thing
Yes.
is.
Mercury is in Gatorade.
So,
It's all green.
uh,
I can't believe you're still at the studio.
yep. It's a nice studio. There's a bunch of puppets here.
I wish your camera was working so you could show. Oh wait, I don't know if you can show those puppets though.
I probably could, or at least one of them. So
One of them. Which one?
I don't know. We'll see. I'll try to jump back on.
You got
Let
any
me go,
questions, for Trevor? While you're okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm worried about missing the tow truck. So let me go.
All right.
Let me go get the car towed, and at the very least, maybe I'll just come back and say hi.
Yeah.
All right. Don't have too much fun without me.
Trying to hold it down.
You're doing great, man. Doing great.
Thank you.
Trevor, hopefully I'll catch you again soon.
All right, man.
Thanks, guys.
Later.
Nope, that's not it. Okay.
Almost done. They got all the pictures.
I'm just curious if this is.
Did you switch
It's all
cameras?
it's all the camera. It's the
Oh.
camera. Unbelievable.
What are you using? Your Nikon?
No, the Sony ZV-1, man.
Oh,
It's
the ZV-1.
But I don't have the battery thing in there, and every once in a while when I disconnect it, it wants to. It just I don't know. It has this slowdown thing, and I don't know if it's the battery or what it is, but yeah, it's annoying. But whatever.
Yeah,
I'll do this. It's not very high def. It's a little close, but whatever.
I'm not paying for high def yet. I don't have enough shows to pay for the high def version of StreamYard.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really
I
matter.
was actually debating, but like, you have mentioned about like you did used to have a round table show. that you wanna
Yeah,
bring
so
back.
that's coming back. I've been going around. Well, yeah, I've been talking with 3 people about doing a show, and it's just really me. Like, it's just finding the time to do it. But it's coordinating 3 people to record at some point. We don't do that one live. We record it. It's not that hard. It's just I don't know. I think I have a mental block towards it or something like that. But it's a great show, and people really dig it. Like, so I really want to get back to it. Yeah, that was called the Articulators, and what we would do is I would bring 3 toy photographers on, and I'd love to get you on at some point with that. And I would give them a topic, and they would pick one photo based on that topic, and just have kind of like really like deep dive into, you know, what makes the photo great. So it was all very positive, you know what I mean, and just really kind of like hopefully teaching some people things over the course of the, you know, the 3 or 4 photos that we went over, and it couldn't be anybody on the panel's photo. It just had to be like somebody else's. So it wasn't just a, you know, an ego fest or whatever. You know what I mean? It was like really kind of looking at other people's work, and it was really good. Like the first 2 episodes were great. I really enjoyed them, but I just don't. I have to get back to it. It's just finding time to do it, and I will. Yeah. I'm definitely going to do it because I know people want to see it. So
I'm always like
things on the show.
I'm always interested in hearing your critiques because it's like I learned so much from hearing that.
Well, thank you. Some people are like I do Tuesdays. Usually, I do Ma's Toy Box, and I'm on there with Pablo.
Pablo's great, man.
And
Maz is too.
Maz and Mike, and sometimes Loco Lou and stuff like that. And I'm like the Simon Cowell, I think, of the critiquers, and you know, as a running joke that you can pay $5 to Maz if you don't want me to critique your photo, because I will be like honest about it. Like it's like, you know, I mean, yeah, I know there's new people there. You know what I mean? There's people new to it. I'm not tearing you apart, but like week after week, I'm gonna say like, hey, you know, this is great. What you did here is good. You should improve on this, that, or the other thing. And if the next week you come back with the same thing, I'm gonna say, listen, I told you what you should do. You know what I mean? Like you got to listen to me, or you know, you're not gonna get any better. And they've gotten better. There's some really good people on there now.
There was a shot that I took that I actually showed to like Mario's in the chat since he's here.
Yes, he is. Yeah, I see that.
It was It was like Spider-Man, Miles, and Gwen, and they were in like they were just hanging out. And I asked for a critique from Mario, and he was like, he liked the setup and the shot. Let me see if I can bring it up. But something that he said to me made me stop what I was doing and retake the shot. And it was like, you know, you should really like focus on the lighting, like get better lighting for this to get like more like daytime light. I forget exactly what he said, but he brought your name up, and he's like, you know, what sets like the people apart from like the Trevors. Trevor has like really good lighting, and it's like you can tell that it's in like the day. Let me see if I can bring it up.
You can tell it's like it looks like the day.
Like it's coming from the
daytime.
From like reproducing the daytime. So I had to I retook this shot, and I found like I used my other light as a stronger light source coming through the window, so that way you can get more of the highlights.
But I mean, like there's nothing to say that isn't a cloudy, overcast day. I mean, the only thing about like doing like something indoors that you're reproducing sunlight. Yeah,
that's what he said.
The whole point of like going outside and shooting is like to get that golden hour. You know what I mean? Like if you go outside and it's overcast, you're not really getting any shadow or contrast or anything like that. Like that, I like that. That looks great. Yeah, like just the light on that window. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
that looks like. See, but that's giving it like you're selling it here. You know what I mean? Like whereas if it's flat lighting, yeah, you could say like it's just overcast. Like here, like it's harder to see. Like the little highlights and stuff on the window are the thing that sells it.
Yeah.
If I would say you could even do it a little brighter, and like Gwen could be a little blown out, you know what I mean? Like have light coming in and streaming in, even more so than it is there. You know, maybe it's a secondary light, maybe it's a wider light, like a soft box or something like that. But that's going to sell it. You know what I mean? Like that's just going to sell. It's going to look like you almost took the thing outside, and put it in the sunlight. You know what I mean? Which is a big pain in the ass. But
definitely.
Because I don't shoot outside.
I don't like
don't do it.
So I don't like using like outdoor lighting because it's by the time you're done setting it up, the sun has moved.
That's my problem. Yeah, it's because I'm setting up for light, and like it's an art, man. Like people are good at it, and they do it. and they're spontaneous and like, hey, you know what, I'm just gonna try this. Whereas I'm like, no, this is the shot that I want to get. I'm a little more rigid like that, which isn't a good thing, but like it just is. It is what I am. It is how I am. And like going outside, man, is way too many variables. Again, clouds go overhead. I've got bounce cards, you know, based on where the light is, and now they're gone. And like, how long am I going to sit here and wait till the sun breaks out again?
Right.
I'm not doing that.
God forbid an animal just jumps on your scene. Right?
That, you know, yeah. Bear, cocaine bear, you know, like comes out of the woods.
Cocaine bear. I was thinking more of like a squirrel.
Or that, in the background. Well, that, and you got to like take down like leaves and things, that anything that's out of scale, you know what I mean? It's a big, and that, and you get looked at by people who are walking by because, you know, you got to find a remote spot to do it, or it's a lot of work, man. I tried it. I do not like it, man. I do not like it. I prefer to reproduce, buy whatever I need, softbox wise, lighting wise, to reproduce outdoor lighting, which I feel I can do at this point pretty well. Even to the point where I think I can, in some cases, I could, you know, it could be mistaken for outdoor light, but I always want an element of like fantasy to them anyway. You know, I don't really want reality. You know what I mean? I think it can work with some shots, and with some photographers it really does work. But I finally get it. All outdoor shots almost work well with like people who do, you know, like dinosaurs and stuff work well like there. But more the like, I hate to say like cute, but like whimsical is the word I'm looking for. Like, you know, Legos work well outside, where you can get over the fact that they're in like that's like a giant wooded area. They're just cute little figures in this big world. You know, it's like toys in a big world or something like that. It's harder to make them look like they actually fit in that world. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, I don't know. It's just not for me. That's it.
My sister says a squirrel jumped on her Zoom when she was outside. I do remember you told me that story. Oh man. All right, let's go over some shots of the week.
Yeah.
All right, is this showing? Because sometimes when I do that. All right, so this is a good shot of Popeye, I thought. Really sells it. That's the Mezco one, I believe.
Yep.
Right. Man, that's one of those Mezco figures that I wish I didn't miss out on.
It's a great figure. I got this, and I got this one is the I think the one that came with Bluto though, or actually there was another one that came in the blue suit too. That
there was multiple versions. I thought there was only one.
Yeah, there's three. I think there's the Stormy Seas one that came with Bluto, and then there was another one with this outfit, the blue outfit, and then the original, or maybe this was the original, and the second one was the white outfit. But either way, it's a really cool figure, and this is really nice, man.
Yeah, the lettering in the back behind him also really pops, especially with the color selection that they chose, like the pink and the blue, like the light blue. Oops.
It's almost got like I mean, I know he's going for. I mean, I generally am not like, but I mean, this can be somebody's style too, which can be really, really cool. And if you're good with lettering and you're good with like placement and design and stuff like that, like you've got that background, it can be really cool, and it looks like a comic book. I think I would have made that a little bigger, but it's cool. I like it. I think the shot by itself is a great shot though too. Like it just could have been a great. Just a great shot by itself. The lighting is really nice.
Yeah.
This face is so expressive, man.
Yeah, I've seen like every time I see Popeye on like this particular, like the Mezco Popeye on my feed, it always is like I just stick there. I sit there looking at it, admiring it, wishing I didn't miss out on it.
Now, especially because when it first came out, man, it was just one of those figures that was everywhere. Like everybody was taking a shot of it, and I passed on it too. I bought the second one, so like I felt the same way. I was like, I should have gotten this. But it's so expressive in the lines and stuff of his face. It's just so much fun to take a picture of.
This was one of my photos that I chose of Kurt Angle doing the Olympic Slam to Mae Young. This it reminds me of when I used to watch wrestling a lot when I was in middle school. I just thought the lighting and the scene, like the setting, was it's
Yeah.
what stood out to me, And it looks
So
like
the wrestling. Yep. Go ahead. Sorry.
it looks like he added like the soft goods to the wrestling figure too. I don't know if that came.
Oh, that's
with
not
that.
part of it.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. Wrestling is totally lost on me. I mean, outside of like the maybe 80s and 90s.
Mm-hmm.
But some of the stuff like this, I think is a great shot, man. He's really selling. The depth of this looks like an arena. I mean, this really looks authentic, man. It's really good.
So, like, also what caught my eye was like the camera angle that he used. It looks like it's coming from the cameraman from like the ringside.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I was gonna say, like. I think this might work better for a photograph as a vertical shot than you wouldn't be. The only thing I don't like is the cutting off at the ankle, a little bit, and the chopping at the elbow of the guy on the top. It kind of works together, but it does give that feel. If that's like what it is almost like a shot from
that's an old lady.
Like you're watching TV. You know what I mean? And this is the angle that they have on camera. It'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
But the lighting and the depth, like you said, great depth.
Really great depth.
Yeah.
I don't know what is that a whole set behind it, or is that like digital background? Yeah,
it's a whole set that he has behind it. I believe he built that stage.
Yeah. Oh wow.
And then I think that's like on the side over here. I think that might be like extreme sets. Like they have the arena.
I envy these people who do this stuff because you can get the ring. You can get so much stuff. I don't know if that Kickstarter ever went through with all the
with the
refs.
Oh, with the
refs and stuff like. Yeah, you remember saw that one? Like it was like there was like refs and like police officers who were like around.
Yeah.
I don't think it happened. I don't think it went through. I backed it because I wanted like some of the cops and like they had medical officials or something like that. It was all these ancillary wrestling people that would be in the arena or whatever. It was pretty cool. Great ACBA stuff, but I guess I don't know. I guess it didn't go through. I'm not sure.
This is one you chose, right? So the Godzilla.
So Sean, man, is first of all awesome dude. And I forgot to tell him he was going to be on tonight. I feel bad. Like he should be on here. He does some great stuff, but this is a surprise. This is out of nowhere for him. Like I don't know how much kaiju stuff he does or Godzilla stuff, but I just really liked, the framing of the head inside the moon is really good. The color is really good. He's really selling the size of it. I don't know. It just struck me. You know what I mean? It was really nice. The composition where the head, rests on one of the thirds and. It's all in there and just kind of fades into darkness towards the right. And it sells the size of this, which is hard to do. There's some great kaiju photographers, you know what I mean? Like that do like the whole cityscapes and stuff like that. But for not having all that stuff here, I think this really kind of sold the size of it. It was really, really nice angle and just really well done.
Yeah.
Love the color.
I also
too. Great color grade.
The great color grade also, but like the clouds separating around the moon and at the top of Godzilla, so that way you can see the moon. It gives movement.
I don't know if you're going to use any fog in here, but like it would have been. That's the only thing that would have like made it just added another layer to it. It's fine as it is. It doesn't really need it, but I use fog in everything, so like it's just my default.
I think fog in the foreground.
That's what I mean. Like it just adds another layer of depth and size to it. You know what I mean? Like it just would be like the clouds are almost kind of, he's so big that they're there in there. But like it's a beautiful shot, man. It's really nice.
Really good shot.
Oh, this thing. Jesus, Peter, man. He's a great artist. Like he actually paints and stuff like that, and he makes dios, which are fantastic, like so fast too. But these are all Barbie playhouses. Because I asked him if he modified them and all. I think he did modify some of them, but he said they were all Barbie playhouses. And yeah, so that thing in the background is a Barbie playhouse. It's like the Barbie mansion, or is it Barbie or Yeah, I think it's Barbie. Yeah, I think so.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. It's nuts. So then he used what's his name from Westworld? I don't know who the. I guess she's from Westworld too, right? She's the other
Oh yes,
protagonist? I
they're,
don't know.
they're both from Westworld. That's Clementine,
I thought-
right?
Clementine, but is that her head sculpt or is that a different head sculpt? I don't even know. It doesn't even matter to me. Like,
Yeah.
this to me is like, this is where like the foreground characters are slightly out of focus, and you're focusing on, even though he's in the background, Dracula coming around the corner. The lighting works for like this Victorian setting, you know what I mean? It could be a gaslight light that's around the corner that's just lighting that corner, and the rest is all moonlight. And the cobblestone and the wall, the whole thing is sold. And you got leading lines from that wall going right back, and leading lines from the cobblestone driveway going right back to. It's brilliant. I think it's just brilliant what he did here. This is a scene from, a Hammer movie right here. It's insane.
Yeah.
Love it.
No, I couldn't, say it any better. I was gonna say like the leading lines, but you already said it. When you sent this to me, I didn't even notice the Dracula at first. But then, like, as I was looking into the photo a little more, I was like, oh my god, that's Dracula in the back. But like, I noticed it because the picture is telling you that story of like there's something ominous behind them. But like the cobblestones and the perspective of the buildings are pointing towards Dracula.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I love about it is it actually, like, there's stuff like this. There was one we did on the articulators too, but it was like the first thing you see, because it's high contrast, are the characters in the foreground. You know what I mean? Which, he could have done it a different way and had them in fog and had Dracula a little more, contrasty and focused. But I like this because this is like you're focusing on these people have been walking down the street, and that's your focus in the story. You're watching them talk to each other, and then the camera pans, and you just see this, like your eye is pulled there, but you go, oh, this is not going to be good. You know what I mean? So it almost is a story and a movie in a picture. Like
you could actually turn this into a reel, or even on your stories, because like if you put this as a vertical shot and then just pan over and just have some eerie music.
Yeah, you should do a reel with it. It would be great.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
I also like the contrast too. Like Anthony Hopkins' character, his whole suit is the darkest part of the image, so he stands out first. Right.
And he's got the white shirt, so that's what I'm saying. Like the contrast, your eye goes right to his face, kind of, and then it's almost a reverse. What do you call it? The golden ratio. Like you go from his face and you go outward as opposed to going inward to his face. You know what I mean? Which is approximately in the golden ratio area where your eye is supposed to go, and you go from Dracula. Like it's a perfect golden ratio. You just go backwards, and I love it. Yeah, it's really really cool. Love stuff like that. I still can't breaking the rules, but like it works.
I still can't believe those are like the Barbie playsets. I wonder how many people are going to see this, and then just you're going to see them buying stuff at Target, like just to do stuff. You gotta go.
You gotta go on eBay, and like you can find deals on them, like because I think people want the. I think they're Barbie. Are they Barbie playsets, or they're like I don't know. They're like 6-inch, so it's not Barbie. It's something else. It's like a family playset. Maybe there was little 6-inch Barbies at one point. I'm not sure, but anyway, they can go for $200 or $300, but you can get them for like $50 without any stuff with them, and you got to clean them up a little bit or paint them. They really need to be painted and stuff if you're going to do them in color, but using them in black and white like this,
oh my god,
is perfect.
It's genius.
Yeah,
and he's got multiple sets, as you can see in like the the BTS.
And he made the wall. You can see he made the wall out of foam.
With pink foam.
And I'm sure he made the cobblestone walkway too. He makes great dials, Ben. He makes amazing dials.
Yeah.
I don't know what building that is though. That doesn't look like the Playhouse there. I don't know what the hell that is towards the foreground, but I gotta ask him again because he said they were all Barbie, but or whatever.
Great shot by
killer.
What's his name? Pete. How do you?
Peter Medical.
Okay, medical. Okay,
Yeah, definitely go follow him, man. He's got some great stuff.
we'll do it now. Yeah, good ideas. This buzz
Yeah, and
shot.
this there was a lot, including some of my co-hosts on the shows, which I didn't want to show favoritism, so I didn't pick them. But go check them all out. You know, Capes and Rifles, Tom, I have Watu, and Nate, Corona 4, all had great shots, and I wanted to pick one, but I couldn't pick one. So, but OL Design does amazing stuff, and I love the color in this. Like, this is not an easy shot when you've got a bubble over a character. He does some Photoshop work. He does a lot of cleaning up and probably some retouching of colors and stuff in Photoshop, but that's perfectly fine. I have no problem with that at all. Love Photoshop, but like I really love the way he tied all the colors, the purples, even on the moon, which is obviously a background, you know what I mean? He even tied in a little bit of that color gradient in there, but getting the light on his face, on Buzz's face like that,
That's tough.
within the bubble, you know, again, maybe he took a picture without the bubble and then photoshopped part of it in, but either way, it looks great, man. It's really nice shot.
Because even if you use a polarizing filter, you can't get all those reflections out because it's curved.
Exactly.
Right?
So I'm shooting things with bubbles now with Cosmic Legions, and it's tough to get, you know, it's tough to keep those highlights, you know, from your soft boxes or whatever you've got lighting them up to those areas around the bubble and not in the face. But again, you can Photoshop that, and you can just take the bubble off and then shoot it and mix those, you know, in Photoshop, layer them, and which I'm guessing from his other work he probably did, but it's still beautiful lighting. I mean, there's no Photoshop's a part of photography for me. Like it just is, you know what I mean? Everything doesn't have to be practical and right out of the camera, you know what I mean? So
it's a tool.
It's a tool.
Yeah.
It's a tool like anything else. Like
And he even has the lights on, you know, on the wings coming out.
Yeah, so he obviously definitely did those in Photoshop. But I like the, you know, the idea, like this is the way. It's a little bit of the Mandalorian thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, the posing is great. It's very poster shot. You know what I mean? There's no, not a real story here, but like it's, you know, there's enough. It's great.
I'd watch it. Like if this was like a Mando series. Do we have any more?
I hope so. Oh yeah, there you go. I almost picked this one too.
I picked this one.
Almost made it, Moz. Again, like I'm not trying to pick, like show favoritism, but this is a great shot.
Yeah, but that's the Jurassic Park T-Rex, right? The Hammond collection.
I believe so. Yes. You know, we were talking about this on the show a week ago or so.
Really good lighting. Now he photoshops out the joints, right? I remember he even said it.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm trying to talk him out of that. It's like he feels like he wants to get like a real, I don't know. You know,
it's not bad.
I think
he does it pretty well.
He does it very well. I think early on I did like an experiment in my photography where I posted up a Princess Leia photo, like a hot toy, and I took the joints out and I kept the joints in, and I said, put it out to people, like, which do you like better? And it almost came back 50-50, but I think it was a little bit in favor of showing the joints. And to me, like, I want people to kind of look at a picture and go, oh, wow, oh, wait.
That's a toy.
Oh, that's a toy.
Right.
Because there is a cut or something like that they see. But I do see, you know, that you may want to do it the opposite way and like really try to, like, you know, kind of fool people or not break the illusion or whatever. But either way, I love the lighting on this. I love the composition on this. Really, really nice.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
He's a good dude, and like the way he does the joint removal, I've seen some done, and it just looks very weird.
Yeah.
To me, I think it's more of like, you know, like with VFX, people talk about that uncanny valley.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
That's how I feel about it with when you remove the joints. It's like, you're almost trying to make it look realistic, but there's something off. you know.
And you can do it very well. Like that, I think that was another test that I did. I did a Hulk versus Hulk Wolverine shot, and I did the same thing, and I put it in my story. And the one that I took like every joint out of, it was the SHF Hulk, and I think the Mafex Wolverine.
Yeah.
And it looked weird. Like, you know what I mean? Like I did a good job. Like I know I know Photoshop. You know what I mean? But this is what kind of sealed it for me. Like it just looked odd. You know what I mean? Like it just looked weird. Like it was. Yeah, I think you're right. Like, Uncanny Valley is a great description for that. For sure.
Because it's like we're used to seeing that, like as you know, in the community, especially like with this Conan figure, which everybody, like a lot of people are taking shots of now. I mean, I just got mine maybe last week, and I had a little bit of a bicep issue. I heated it up, you know. Now it's working fine. I've been playing with that figure like the other day. I just couldn't put it down. But yeah,
he's
like,
got a mezzet in the mouth.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I was trying to figure out what that was, and then
he's doing this for the Mezco.
The Mezco Mondays.
Yeah. Mezco Mondays. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's the trick, right? You gotta have a mezzet in your shot.
You gotta have a mezzet in it. I think I've never done. I did it once, I think, and it's a random choice. So I'm like, why am I bothering?
Right. I mean, you get free figures. Well,
yeah, just what I need. There's more Mezco figures that I have.
Exactly.
But I love this. Man, this is really good. Yeah.
Yeah. What's cool about that Hammond Labs T-Rex is the eyes. It's almost like they follow you in certain lighting, you know? I kind of wish that it was a little bit of an angle. Like if you moved it a little bit
to the head to the left, right? Like just filling up that space a little bit would have been cool.
Well, just
I'll
so
tell him
also
that
that
next
way
week. No,
you can see the eyes, because like it's just looking right at you.
Yep. And when you're doing the Dutch angle, you kind of want to like fill that in. That's the only thing. Like I still love this, and like I had this in my list. And maybe if you brought the axe in a little bit closer, but I don't know. I think that's a double joint. You could have probably brought it in just a little bit more. And then he could have cropped it a little bit from the left, and it would have been a little bit of a tighter shot. I think I've also would have given it a little bit more room above his head, but I still like it. The action is great, the lighting is great, the detail is great. But yeah, I know what you're saying, like to see more, a little bit more. But I think you wanted to focus on that mezzet so that they saw that.
Yeah,
knew it was there.
But you'll still be able to see the mezzet, but you'd also get a little more of like that T-Rex.
No, I agree. I totally agree. Yep.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
But great shot.
Yep.
Is that the last one? I think that was the last one. Yeah.
Oh,
Jshot did not send me his photos that he wanted to review. I mean, he's not here to review them anyway. So.
Could do this all night.
Yeah. I mean,
could do this all day.
If there's any more photos that you want to review. Yeah, definitely. We got to do you have to do this the round table thing. You got to bring that back, man. I want to be a part of that.
Yeah, for sure, man. I want you on there. Like, it's been fun. Like, I think the thing that was I was trying to do, like, find people who fit. So, like, the next one is going to be, secret here, but it's going to be portraits. And I got three people who do fantastic portraits. Mainly 1/6, because that's kind of like the thing with portraits. Like, you want that high detailed figure. And that's what we're going to talk about. But I'm hoping we'll get some portraits of different things, not just all 1/6 stuff, but that's an angle that some people have, and that's it's definitely a challenge. You know what I mean? Like even with people, like you shoot people, video. You know, it's a challenge to light them right. You know what I mean? So like getting that right and getting some depth and some interest with a 1/6 figure or any figure. I've done that with 1/12 figures too. Is a challenge. So we're going to talk about that. But we'll do like, some of them were very broad. The first one was light, which on the second one with focus was really cool actually. Then we'll do different stuff, color. Maybe we'll do one on depth or multiple scales or things like that. You know what I mean? Depth of field and shit like that. So.
Just hit my wrist on the table trying to get the mouse. Struggles with portraits.
You do not. He's good with both. I gotta get Jordan on too.
Kirby Kai wants us to review his. Maybe I'll.
Do
You
you?
know what? Maz has like that hashtag thing, right? And you have to tag him.
Yeah.
I'm debating on doing. I don't want to take that from him though. That's his thing. Like for us,
I mean, other people have done that. I have, before I got on that show, I was thinking about doing some sort of live thing with like one other artist and just talking about some stuff that we see. But I think I'm gonna do it like something like, again, it's like it's time. You know what I mean? Like I already do 2 live shows. My wife is already like, "You're going downstairs again?"
Yeah.
So I'd like to do it, but you know, like picking up on things, like kind of like what you guys do here. I mean, honestly, like from the week, like what you saw, what you liked, and just kind of going over. Because I like the positive aspect of it. Like the thing with Maz's show is like people will put stuff up, and then you're basically critiquing it to kind of give them some pointers as to what could be done better, which is always, it's good and bad. You know
it's risky.
I mean? Like it's, well, I mean, they're putting themselves out there. Listen, I went to art school and like design school, and like you put yourself up there, and like you got vilified sometimes. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But the good thing, you know, the way to do that is to find something good about it and then say, like, here's what you can improve. But I would love to just do it where I'm just picking, like, that's kind of the show that I'm talking about. Like, just like, oh, this was great. Like, kind of like what we just did here. Like, what a great shot this was. Why is it great?
Yeah, I mean, one thing that I learned, especially like when I was doing videos for a gym that I was working with before the pandemic, my boss would always be like, "I know you've been working hard on these videos, but like, you got to remember, you got to kill your baby." And it took me a little while to understand what he meant. But like, when you have so much time invested into something that you've been, you know, you can take it to heart when somebody critiques your stuff or says like, you know what, you have like a minute footage here, cut it down to 10 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, and like that was always hard for me before, but now I'm just like, I understand.
Yeah, editing yourself is hard. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and sometimes, like, listen, man, I'm like, it's the other reason that I don't post daily. Besides the having, you know, stuff on the table that's you know, business stuff. There's times I just did it like 2 weeks ago. Like I shot something like 3 or 4 ways, and I had it in my head, and I thought it was going to work, and it just didn't work. It just didn't work. Anyway, I tried it.
Yeah.
I think it would have been a fine. I think like I could have put it up, and people would have gone, "Hey, cool." You know what I mean? I would have got an average amount of likes, and that's not what it's all about. But I just didn't like it enough. You know what I mean? So like, I'm not gonna just put it up just to put something up and go, "Hey, this is a shot I took." Yeah, it's all right. You know what I mean? I'm really only put stuff up that I'm like really happy with and proud of.
That you're proud of.
It's like, yeah, I mean, I used to be the mindset that, you know, when I started out, like, and it's probably a good thing to do, and I would say to anyone who's starting out, don't put pressure on yourself, but if you can post more often and you're just starting out and you're just trying things, post every day, see what sticks, you know what I mean? Throw it on the wall. But after a while, it's quality over quantity, you know what I mean? So
right.
That's my motto. I'm just like, just don't want to put something up just to put something up. It kills me, it pains me to spend 2 or 3 days on something, and I'm like, it isn't fucking working. It's not fucking working, you know? And I'm always trying stuff to like push myself a little bit, like, you know, like I've said, like there are, and I admire them, but like there are some people who just have like sounds like a dig. It's not a dig, but like a lighting setup, and like that's kind of their lighting setup. You know what I mean? And they put something up, and it's like they very little change from shot to shot. If I'm not trying something new or like experimenting with placement and I don't know, different angles and things like that, I get a little bored. So it's not a humble brag. It's just like I gotta kind of challenge myself sometimes. You know what I mean? Like not every time, but kind of.
Challenge yourself.
Kind of.
Experiment is like what I like to say. I like to experiment
Yeah.
with different things.
Everything isn't going to be groundbreaking. I put up plenty of shots, God knows, that are like just like, yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I have the advantage of having some followers who are like, you know, boost that up. But like, you know, some things I've been like, it's fine, it's good. But generally, I like to put stuff up that I'm like, fuck yeah, this is great. I love it.
I agree with you, and I think a lot of us do. Like that's how we feel when we post something that we're proud of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, you put stuff up that inspires other people, right? Like I said, your shots inspire me to get better with lighting.
Yeah.
That
I hope so.
atmospheric
Thanks.
lighting, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing that I'm starting to come to grasp with, is because like a lot of people, like I'm getting more messages now that like, oh, this was inspired by you or whatever. Well, like. And like that's what hits me, even like that's what I really like more so than
for sure.
You know, all the likes. It's like, oh, I inspired somebody else to do this shot or test this out.
Yep.
You know.
And like it's weird though, because like I've had that happen recently, and like there's some people will do like a Dutch angle shot, like with a character behind a wall, and the wall sort of frames another character in the background or whatever. And I didn't invent any of this stuff, you know. I mean, that's the thing. Like when people say, "Oh, like you show, like you have videos and stuff that like show like how you do this stuff," like you're giving away. I don't give away everything. I mean, there's a few people who know. Like there's some Photoshop stuff that I do that I won't talk about. but I didn't invent anything. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's some certain things that I do that can probably, you know, work pretty well with toy photography specifically or product photography, but. It's nothing that anybody hasn't done with a different subject or something like that. You know what I mean? It's all just technique. It's just technique applied different ways. So, yes, I'm sorry, Mario. I'm sorry. I meant the Norwegian tilt is what I was talking about.
Norwegian. By the way, Mario, it's been said multiple times on this stream, and now you're calling it out.
Yeah, really. Fucking Dutch.
But, like, what are some techniques? Like, so like lightsabers, right? I think I've heard you have this conversation before, like with the, you know, like the original movies, they didn't have lights casting, like the color lights.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You said that, I'm like, that's exactly how I feel sometimes when I see like newer photos or newer, like the newer media, even from like actual like Star Wars media, like in Obi-Wan, like that.
Yeah.
It felt weird watching them in the dark, and then they're just lit by like their lightsabers, compared to like when you watch.
Honestly, I kind of like the old way. I'm like old school like that. But that is a weird thing. Like that's interesting, because if you do an OT shot, there is no glow, and if you do like a prequel or a sequel, there has to be have a glow.
Yeah. But like, people always. Some people struggle with doing the lightsaber effect.
It's tricky, right? Man. It is a tricky thing, because I mean, I think people get too color. You know, there's too much color in it, or there isn't enough color in it, or it's too wide. It's a very tough thing. It's a tough thing to pull off. I don't do it much anymore.
You use Photoshop for it.
Oh yeah,
right,
for sure. Yeah.
So like, I've seen some tutorials on Photoshop, and it's like so many layers to do it. So many steps.
Like 6 or 7 layers.
Right.
I have an action to do it, but it's not automatic. Like there's a few manual steps to it, but I've seen some people do it practically, but it just doesn't work with the what you're given with most of the toys.
So I've tried it with Lightroom, where you just you select the luminosity value of the blade.
Yeah, you can
and
do
then
that
you
too.
just pump up the brightness or the exposure, and that it's worked for like certain shots.
With a light on it to begin with.
Yeah, with a light on it, so that way. Yeah, so like I'm shining
kind of lights up whatever it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. That could work. I could see that. I don't think I've ever done that. I don't know.
So like I did that with an Ahsoka shot, and then normally what I do is I don't use Photoshop for lightsaber effects. I use After Effects, because there's
I've
a
seen lot of
free
people do
plugin.
that too. Oh, really? Is there?
There's a free plugin called Saber. I'm giving you guys this right now. If you go to videocopilot.net, and if you have After Effects, you can use this. But you just basically just drop it on to your shot, and you just put where the blade starts and where the blade ends.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, and there's so many effects you can do with that too. Like,
Fascinating.
so there was that reel that I collaborated with Mario with, where he had the Double Toys figure and he had the sword. So I used that plugin to trace the sword.
Yeah.
And that's how I lit it. So I used the
Okay.
masking tool, and then I set the Saber plugin to follow the mask.
Yeah,
and then you can just change certain settings and you can get different effects.
You know, I did that. Like, it's funny. I started I used to shoot Lego. I'm like currently selling almost every Lego piece I have. But I thought it would be cool. Like, I liked the idea of shooting Lego. But I realized, like, there are people who just shoot Lego, like, so well. You know what I mean? And Lego requires a lot of, like, post-editing unless you're doing, like, kind of, like, again, the whimsical thing outside. Like, they're in a river or something. Like, you know, Brick Panda. It's fucking nuts, man. But, I mean, there's a lot of Photoshop work there. But I did something in After Effects with Maul and Obi-Wan, a little, like, video. I'm just gonna put this in my stories or something like that. I never finished it, but it was that whole duel that they had on Tatooine, and then I used a similar effect for that, for the lightsaber. It's interesting. I think it just kind of like came up. Yeah, it's great. It's good stuff. Yeah. I like your I've always wanted to try stop motion, but I stopped myself because I'm like, no pun intended, but like. I don't think I have the patience or the time for it. You know what I mean? I think it takes so long, right? I mean, it just takes so long to get a little bit of footage. And my fear is I'm going to get halfway through it. I'm going to fuck something up, and then it's going to be all for nothing.
Well, there's a trick to that, which I've learned before. Just change the angle.
Okay. Oh, yeah. You just
Change
cut
the
to a
camera
different side. Yeah.
And you just cut it, you know?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, it does take time. It's more of like reps, right? Like,
okay.
So like, say if you have a shot, about how many shots do you take?
Oh, what do you mean, for a photograph?
For a photograph, for like one of the
100.
100, right?
Yeah.
That Black Panther Captain America reel that I did, that stop motion, 26 photos.
Is that it?
26.
See, this
photos.
blows my mind because, like, I will take shots of, especially when I'm doing like the turns for Mythic Legions, right? And I'm doing some poses with some of them, and I'll slightly move stuff and take. I don't like the way the leg is. I'm going to move that leg a little bit. I'm going to move the sword a little bit, and I do it. And when I'm flicking through them, obviously, it's not like rocket science, but like, oh, look at that! It's kind of, I know what it is, you know what I mean? But like I'm looking at it, I'm like going, you know that. That's kind of the fluidity of a lot of these videos that I see. It's not like it's like a micro movement and then yet a little more micro. There's some big movements and yet you can put them in sequence and they're like, wow, that looks pretty good. Like they're actually moving. You know what I mean?
So
like that's encouraging. Like that's 26. That's amazing. That's 26.
The Darth Maul one actually took me longer because, well, one, it kept falling over, but the
that's my other fear.
The Black Panther and the Captain America, there was such big, broad movements that I can clear in one frame or two frames.
Yeah.
But with Darth Maul, it was just focused on him. So like him moving the blade, him turning.
Right.
It was tough because I would also have to line up the feet where it used to be because it fell or it slid. Like his legs separated a little bit. But like.
And you're not even using like the armatures, right? Like we were talking about that. Did you get an armature for it, or you're using some like
used arm
wire or
like
something?
I used armature wire, and then I used the 1, 2, 3 the weight thing from your.
Oh yeah, those 1, 2, 3 blocks are great, man.
Yeah,
that's
those 1, 2.
That's the other thing. Like is the take? Oh yeah, thank you. Taking that stuff out is my next like mystery. Like, you know what I mean? Like. You take it out, and every every shot,
So
or is there a way
When
to
I was-
like
so what I did was I
sort
did
of
a
universally
mask.
take it out?
I
Okay.
did a mask, and then each frame or every couple of frames, I would move certain points.
Okay.
So that way, it would just be an overall
in After Effects
like,
or in
After Effects.
You do, yeah. Okay.
In After Effects.
All right.
But like, I would have
Yeah.
a blank.
I think I did. Right.
I would have a blank plate, and then have that underneath in the layers.
Oh, right, the blank.
So then,
plate
like, I would
makes
just
sense
take out-
too, Yeah.
So say this was the
Mhm.
stand, I would just take out this portion.
Isn't
Well,
that
like,
funny how like I'm not thinking in that way? Like I think that way photographically, and I'm just not thinking that way like movie wise. Like the blank plate. Yeah.
I mean, we all have our different thought processes. It's just like we learn from each other.
No,
Right.
that makes total sense. Yeah, that makes total sense. I didn't think about that. And I've seen some things where the light changes a little bit. And I'm like, how the hell do they do that? But yeah, I guess same thing. Just take multiple
That was
shots
one thing
with
that I-
different lighting.
That was one thing that I missed out on when I did the Darth Maul scene, was moving the lights, and I realized that like when I was almost done, like I should have moved the lights with the blade moving, because I have 2 red lights to his side, but they don't really move.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot to think about, man.
hmm
I'm gonna try it
That's
one
when
of these days. One of these days, I'm gonna
Yeah.
try it just for shits and giggles with like with a Mythic Legions thing or something like that. Because I always thought it'd be great to do for them, like do some sort of like little quick, fun thing. And I've done some like basic animation with the figures, statically. Like they had an introduction to a couple of figures that came out like last year, and I did like this whole animation with. One had lightning and the sun coming behind it, and the light changed from, but it was basically just moving lights, and it was I didn't move the figure at all. You know what I mean? It was just like everything else around it was moving, which was fun. But it was like, man, it would have been really cool if he had like lifted his sword or something. That would have been great. Gonna do it. It's very
Would you-
inspiring.
You shoot a clean plate. I mean, yeah, I would. I usually just shoot the clean plate at the end.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like I'm setting
Because
up.
you never know when you're gonna move things around. If you start out with
Right.
it, you could. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, it's also like my trick for BTS reels is like
Mhm.
people
Backwards?
like I do everything I'll do it backwards.
too.
I'll just
Me too.
so that because you're always,
Take everything apart.
yeah
And
because
then
you're
you
fidgeting
reverse it
stuff.
and you go, look, here's everything I put together.
Because when you first set it up, it's not perfect when you first set it up. You're always
Hell
moving
no.
things around.
No, it's going to take me an hour to get things in. You're not going to want to watch even a fast forward, like a 10 times speed of me setting this thing up, because it's going to be
Right.
still going to be like 15 minutes of me
It-
setting
it-
this up.
It's gonna look like a stop motion because you're moving like a
Exactly.
part of-
Exactly. Yeah. Very boring.
Man, this wasn't so bad. Like, what time is it? Oh wow, we're almost at 2 hours. Jesus.
Do you not go 2 hours usually?
We usually go. We try to keep it to like an hour, hour 15.
Oh wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah. lately,
Cool.
lately we've been moving around with the times because
Mhm.
obviously, like today would have been a good time to be 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
But like, I don't even think Jshot's back. He's
I
probably.
was gonna
still
say
in the city.
like maybe we'll just keep going and he'll show up in like 5 minutes or whatever. But I guess
You know what? Knowing his luck, we would probably end, and he was just sitting down.
right. Oh.
Yeah, because when we went in for work today, because he drove me in, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we could probably leave like around 5 or 6. We'll be good." I'm like, "No, something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Something's definitely gonna happen." There was one time he was driving home in that same car, and the wheel fell off. And I think I was watching like Kevin's stream, and
God,
like
what is with this car?
I don't know. I'm telling him like you gotta get a new one, or at least get rid of it. I think I'm driving tomorrow though, because we have to work again tomorrow.
Yeah, please. If you're going to ZoloCon, you take your car.
Oh, I'm driving Zolocon.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah. When we go to shows, usually I'm the one who's driving, unless I just didn't sleep the night before. Then I ask him, or if he has his kids.
Yeah,
Because the last time we went to a show, he had his kid with him. I don't have any car seats.
yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem. Well, I can't wait to see you guys, man. At ZoloCon, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, I'm looking
I
forward.
think it's gonna be a party, man. There's gonna be a lot of people there. Kind of a mini Legions con.
Mini Legions, right?
Yeah,
That's
Some
gonna be
good
fun.
people there.
Are you going both days?
We're just going Saturday,
Okay.
most likely. Yeah, we usually just go the first day, load up on whatever, Legion stuff that we need or really don't need, but just have to buy anyway because it's there and it's cheap. And then, yeah, I mean, there's some. It's fun, man. It's a cool place. It's a centrifuge that the astronauts used to get in a capsule and like train for G-force in. So it's like a round area, and the capsule is actually up in one area. If you walk up this stairway, the capsule is actually up at the top of it. You can look into it, and they have all the control panels that they use, which looks like 1970s Star Trek technology. Man, it's crazy.
Sounds
man.
interesting.
It's really cool. Yeah, it's really
Definitely
cool.
gonna have to. Yeah, we have to. I always want to do like videos or go on like IG Live when we go to these cons, but I'm always worried
know.
about the connection.
Yeah.
I did buy a microphone, like the wireless mic for the phone that has like two
Oh, the
lapel
little
mics.
lavaliers things. Yeah.
So I gotta try. I'll definitely bring that for the weekend. We can test that
Yeah,
out.
it's a good idea.
Maybe we
I
can
never
get
think
some
about this
footage.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, Prime's here now. Now we can start.
Oh.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, what do you want to talk about, Prime?
Some beef.
Roosters? Chickens?
Let me text. Let me make sure.
Oh, he's got the chicken in there, you motherfucker. Son of a bitch. You can see that.
So like, the figure booth has moved. They've moved to like a every other week, right? And
Yes, I pressured them into not going up against the Legion's Lounge, so they finally acquiesced and said, "Yeah, okay, we'll do that." No, they just decided that again, like, dude, doing it every other week. You guys are doing this every week. It's one show. Like, it gets to be a lot, man. I don't know how these people do some of these shows. Like, I know people who do like 2 or 3 shows a week, and it's like it's
Kevin
a lot
does.
of time away, man. Yeah, Kevin is one of them.
Yeah,
It's a lot, man. It's a lot
Yeah.
of work. Getting ready for it. I mean, if it's live and you can be kind of off the cuff, just getting everything ready, getting prepared for it. Guests, things like that, is lining those people up, getting them ready to be on the show and stuff like that. It's a lot of work.
communication with your co-host about guests being on what day.
Your car not breaking down on the way to the, the night you've got somebody coming. No, yeah, it's all that stuff. Shit comes up too. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's like. I'm not even coordinated this with my wife. She's like, wait a minute, is this one of the weeks when you're going to be busy Friday? Like, yeah.
I'm using your calendar to like to have my schedule on for this
Right,
show.
Exactly. Exactly.
Great calendar, by the way. Great calendar.
Trevor switched or else and sent me a. It was a 112 horse's head. Yes, it was cut off. It was bloody and under a small blanket, a very tiny 1/12 blanket. But
So,
it had
like-
the effect that it needed to, and they switched. So now you can watch, Motivation Mondays every
Mhm.
other Monday, and you can watch Legion's Lounge the other Monday, which is fantastic.
Thank you.
We got to
Thank you.
coordinate these things because there's way too many toy shows, man, and I can't
Yeah.
watch them all.
Like when we were planning this out, Jshot and I, we were like,
Mhm.
"Oh man, do we do it on Sunday? Do we do it
Yeah.
on Wednesday?" Because I know he has to
It's
work in the
tough.
office sometimes, and like when I do freelance work, so it's either I go to like the studio with him, or like I'll be working from home, just editing.
Yeah.
So it's like
There-
I don't
yep.
have to worry about traveling unless I have family stuff that I have to take care of.
Mhm.
But like you said, like we started out as every other week, and then I was watching videos about how to grow your YouTube, and you really need to, like they suggested that you really need to like have content out every week. So that's why I was like, maybe we should switch.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
And-
My channel's growing. It's not quick, but I'm approaching 2,000 now, which is fine. I like doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I've got enough to already like, take up time and like, getting work for the photography. Like it's not a job. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
like if YouTube wants to penalize me for doing every other week, whatever. I don't care. You know what I mean? But I get it. If you're trying to do it, yes, I know they do say like every week, like a regular thing on a regular day is the way to go. So
Like now, I think we're booked until like late March for guests.
nice, cool.
So just trying to balance that out. We got to get. I think who. Trying to think. I don't know if we have Mike confirmed or not. High School Creations, because
Oh, nice. Yeah, cool.
he's doing the loop. You know,
Yeah.
he's promoting. You know, the Wall XD.
Kickstarter thing. Yep.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Excited for that. Really excited
Definitely.
for that.
Me too.
I need like 6 of them. I need to make like an alleyway, stack them. You know.
It's kind of like what I've wanted to do with Dios for a while, like have things modular. You know what I mean? Like have that be able to expand on things
Mhm.
for a while. I hope he does some things with some medieval walls and things like that, castle stuff.
Oh, that would be awesome too. And I
Yeah,
like
I'd
the
be
fact
down
that
for
like
for
the
sure.
certain bricks come out. You could do
Yeah,
add-ons
yeah.
to that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So Jshot messaged me back. He said the truck cannot fit in the garage,
Jesus Christ.
so he's still there.
All right.
He's
Well,
still there. Yeah.
there you go.
Is there anything you want to promote before?
What do I want to promote? Calendars. I still got a few calendars left. I mean, I know it's
yeah.
February. It's almost March now, but if you want these,
You
they're
still got
up on
months in
Etsy.
there.
1/6 shooter. Yeah, you can still look at the other pictures from January and February. But there's only
Mhm.
like 15 or so left, so not too many. I did count them pretty well. Just the channel, 1/6 shooter on YouTube, and I think this Friday is 1/6 pack, and then next Monday we're gonna get into photography. Legion's Lounge, talking to some photographers, Legion's photographers. Something I want to do more regularly on the show, so I think we'll start with this as like a starting point, and then just, you know, there's so many people doing it now, and doing it really well, so plenty of people to pick through, but we'll have like 2 or 3 people on next Monday to talk about Legion's photography and stuff. So yeah, that's
looking
it.
forward to
And
that.
if you want to see me in person, I'll be at Legion or ZoloCon.
Hell yeah. Oh,
That's
I'll
it.
be there too. Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
And thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. You're always welcome back.
Thank
I mean,
you.
you were here before.
I'll just show up. Yeah, like I know. I just
Show
show up in the middle of
We'll just
in the middle of the
I'll-
show.
I'll-
Hey, what's going on?
I'll choose your photo again, and then we'll have you talk about it.
If I ever get another photo up, yeah, one of these days.
I mean, you will. I mean, I'll even choose one of the old ones, or like one of those photos for the Necrodamus wave, man. Those
Those were fun, man. Those were fun.
Oh, that
were
I
fun.
I actually wanted to ask you about. Did
Mhm.
they let you have free reign on that, right? Like with how you could shoot it, or did they specify?
No, what's great about working for them is they do give me kind of some freedom over those type of shots. I mean, like I've established the turn shots on black. Those are basic. They're not easy, but they're basic shots. You know what I mean? But then like I call them the environment shots or the cell shots, the sexy shots. I just kind of thought of that way because like it was such a it was a wave that really had like obviously skeletons and death needs to be in darkness and moonlight and eerie colors and stuff like that, and then on the other side you've got the Aetheron, which is like the heavens brand, and they're very not pious, but this like very golden night, good night thing. So like you have to do that in a different look. And once I started to establish like the skeletons in this moonlight blue color, and then did one of the nights in this heavenly orange sunset glow, I'm like, well, that kind of makes sense. I should probably do everything as sets and like really have them be distinct in each of the sets of characters. So they loved it, which is great, but they didn't dictate that or anything like that. So it's great. They're awesome to work for because they trust the people that they hire to do different things, to do what they know how to do, because they're not a company like they don't have somebody there who thinks, I know better than the professionals that I hire to do their work. You know what I mean? And say like, no, you should do it this way, which can lead to not so good work. So they love the work. It works. People like it. What's great is when I hear people getting into it, or they've decided to buy figures or get in on the wave because of the pictures, which is really cool. And I just say, please tell the Horsemen that you're buying them because of the photographs. But it's fun, man. It's fun. They're products that I really like. You know what I mean? Which is another thing that I think I'm kind of in the line of. Like, I won't do work on stuff that I just don't really care for. You know what I mean? And I've been asked to do some stuff where I was just like, kind of just say I'm busy, whatever. You know what I mean? But if there's something I'm interested in, it's fun. It's a lot of fun to do. So it's less like work. So, and those guys are great.
And I totally respect the fact that you can do that. That you can choose if you want to do it, and you're not like happy to just take anything that comes your way.
And there's times like I've done like vinyl. Like, I don't know if you like the vinyl toy, like the art toy world is like it's interesting, man. Like,
it's almost like statues. Taking photos of
not something I'm into. Yeah, exactly. Like, not something I'm into, but very expensive figures that don't move. Generally, like maybe an arm or something. They're like 2 points of articulation or something like that. But there's this one company, Strange Cat Toys, who approached me about doing something, and because I had done like some vinyl toys for Exclu Collective, and I've been doing stuff for him ever since, and it's kind of a challenge because like they don't move. Like, you have to find a creative way to shoot them. It's closer to product photography than anything else, but it's fun to kind of come up with the sets, and I don't know, it's an interesting thing. Like, I have an interest in it, you know what I mean? So it's not like it's like, ugh, I got to shoot this thing, and that's the kind of stuff I want to do. I don't want to do something that I'm just like, I can't do anything with this thing. Like, I don't want to deal with it. So yeah, I mean, that's the good thing about having another job and not just having to rely on this for work, which is good.
Yeah. I remember you did mention Exclu Collective. I did used to follow that page. I didn't know that you were involved with that before you mentioned it on the stream.
Yeah, I did reviews and stuff on there because it was an actual physical magazine, and then they had the website, and it's a lot of work on the publisher's part and the editor and like the people who worked for it, and nobody's getting paid. You know what I mean? I mean, at best you'd get some free stuff, which is, again, goes back to what I was saying earlier, is like, it's not always great to get free stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you have to do something with it. You know what I mean? Like, in order to justify it.
I always wondered if they were getting paid or not, and it just felt like
they had advertisers, and they sold some ads, and we sold some ads online. But it is not for the faint of heart, because like you really have to have salespeople going out there and selling ad space or selling. It's a lot just to get the people who you want to feature in the magazine to give you information or to give you an interview or set up and then lay out the magazine. I mean, I know Toy Collector now is doing it. He's doing it quarterly though, so that's a little bit better. I think we were doing it quarterly. I don't know. Anyway, but if you have a website associated with it, you've got to have constant contact. You know what I mean? Like, there are content. You've got to have constant content, and it's tough, man. It's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work. Yeah. It
just seemed like a lot of a lot of that content. It was coming from people who are actually enjoying what they were doing, and it's not like they were just collecting a check.
It is, but like it started out with a lot of people we all know in the community, and you do it for free because like you want to be part of something. It's part of getting your name out in front of people in a different way. And then it becomes kind of like, hey, we need to generate more content. It's not even an at-will thing. Like, whenever you want to do it, like, we got to have some stuff. can you put this together? Can you do this? If I have McFarlane send you these figures, can you shoot them or whatever? And people are, I get it, to a point you can only ask them to do stuff for free for so long, where it's like, hey man, this is feeling like a job.
Yeah.
You know, where I'm being told to do stuff, or, you know, nicely asked to do stuff, you know, kind of, you know, and I'm not getting paid for it. So I get it. You know what I mean? It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of work in putting that together. So it's tough to do if you don't have the means to pay somebody to do it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and like The Amazing always says, like, always make sure you get paid.
Yes, I totally agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. It's not just about free figures. You really should be, if somebody's giving you something,
yeah,
they obviously like your work, and you should get paid for that, you know, even if it's Hasbro. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, I don't think Jshot's coming in because, you know, I think he's still in the garage.
That's all right.
Yeah.
We'll
think
next time.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to have you back. There's so much that was like.
Yeah, I know. We only touched on a few things here tonight.
Yeah,
so, for sure.
Definitely, and you know what? I've been trying to. I've also been wanting to do like another show. I probably shouldn't say this, but like I wanted to do like one monthly show where I have like multiple people in. You know, like kind of like a panel, like kind of like what you did with the round table, but like
yeah,
just to justify paying for StreamYard, you know.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
Sure.
Like I think it would be fun, like just to have like a monthly thing. Maybe I'll have to see how to work this out.
Yeah,
you know, but I would definitely want you on for that. You know,
for sure, man. I'd love to.
Yeah. So,
cool.
Yeah, I think we can wrap it up here. I have work tomorrow. I have to drive tomorrow, which I not happy about, but I will do it.
Yeah.
So, but I will definitely see you at ZoloCon and anybody else who is going.
Yep.
You know, definitely follow Trevor 16 Shooter on Instagram and follow him on YouTube. So, subscribe to him.
Better visuals than this on YouTube usually, but what are you gonna do?
Always putting out great content.
It always happens, man. It's last minute shit.
But you know, even with the technical difficulties, you did put out good content here. You know, there's a lot of information that you put out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And you know, there's a lot of people tuning in that probably for the first time.
Cool.
Like I've seen these names in other.
Hit that like.
Yeah, hit that like, please. Thank you.
Yes, definitely.
I'm horrible at doing that. Usually Jshot does that.
I know. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. Anyways, until next time, I guess. I'll cue that outro if I can find it. Usually, it's right there. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you again for coming on.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Later.
See you, everybody.
And we're still here.
I'll be right back. Hang on a second.
Yeah. Yep.